Is it possible to experience the stratosphere? Is it possible to build a system to go into the stratosphere? We proceeded to do just that.
I can guarantee that in the next generation of space telescopes, we will have the capability to find and identify other Earths.
What makes blazars so special is that they're some of the universe's most efficient particle accelerators, transporting incredible amounts of energy throughout a galaxy.
Now, we were inspired by the Terminator 2 scene for T-1000, and we thought, why couldn't a 3D printer operate in this fashion? Arise out of a puddle in essentially real time to make a great object.
It's called CRISPR-Cas9. The CRISPR technology allows scientists to make changes to the DNA in cells that could allow us to cure genetic disease.
So what we found is that an old mouse that gets young blood through the shared circulation looks younger and functions younger in its brain.
We looked for the possibility of creating life-sustaining clothing for interplanetary voyages. This wearable digestive system, when it's stretched end to end, it spans 60 meters. And here it is for the first time, unveiled at TED, our first photosynthetic wearable, liquid channels glowing with life inside a wearable clothing.
What if our technology could sense our emotions? What if our devices could sense how we felt and reacted accordingly, just the way an emotionally intelligent friend would?
We just start to scratch the surface of the true power of virtual reality. It connects humans to other humans in a profound way that I've never seen before in any other form of media.
As I'm speaking, my sound is getting captured by the tablet, and then it's getting mapped onto a vest that's covered in vibratory motors. And I'm wearing the vest right now. So as I'm speaking, I'm feeling the sonic world around me. We've been testing this with deaf people now, and it turns out that after just a little bit of time, people can start feeling, they can start understanding the language of the vest.
We do 3 million miles of testing in our simulators every single day. So you can imagine the experience our vehicles have. We are looking forward to having this technology on the road. How soon can we bring it out? These are my two boys. My oldest son is 11, and that means in 4.5 years, he's going to be able to get his driver's license. My team and I are committed to making sure that doesn't happen.
Okay, so relax. Don't hit it again. Okay. Oh, perfect, perfect. All right, so right now, your brain is controlling your arm, and it's also controlling his arm. So go ahead and just do it one more time. All right, so that's perfect.
Machine intelligence is the last invention that humanity will ever need to make. The machines will then be better at inventing than we are. We should not be confident in our ability to keep a super intelligent genie locked up in its bottle forever. The answer here is to figure out how to create super intelligent AI such that even if, when it escapes, it is still safe because it is fundamentally on our side, because it shares our values.
The Islamic State beheadings are not ancient or remote. They're entirely dependent on the power of technology to connect us.
There is a very personal price to public humiliation. And the growth of the internet has jacked up that price.
When we say that Black lives matter, it's not because others don't. It's simply because we must affirm that we are worthy of existing without fear, when so many things tell us we are not. I want to live in a world where my son will not be presumed guilty the moment he is born, where a toy in his hand isn't mistaken for anything other than a toy.
Can we imagine a criminal justice system that prioritizes recovery, prevention, civic inclusion, rather than punishment? A criminal justice system that believes in Black young people, rather than treating Black young people as the enemy to be rounded up.
If you are fleeing a war zone, a better life is a life in safety. It's a life in dignity. A better life means not having a house bombed, not fearing being kidnapped. It means being able to send your children to school or just find work to be able to provide for yourself and the ones you love.
There are still tragedies that happen in the bumpy road to equality, but there are also stories of hope and courage in every corner of the world.
Unconscious bias is not the same as conscious discrimination. I'm not saying that in all of you there's a secret sexist or racist or urges like lurking within waiting to get out. Bias is not an accusation, rather, it's something that has to be identified, acknowledged, and mitigated against.
We have to start making stopping violence indispensable to the fight against poverty. In fact, any conversation about global poverty that doesn't include the problem of violence must be deemed not serious.
The quarter truths and limited plot lines have us convinced that poor people are a problem that needs fixing. What if we realized that the experts we are looking for, the experts we need to follow, are poor people themselves?
These big issues that will change the world, change national security, change economics, create hope, create threats, can only be resolved when you bring together groups of people who understand science and technology back together with governments.
We won't solve our problems if we expect it to be solved by a few supermen or superwomen. Now we need everybody.
Everybody underestimates how often they laugh. When you laugh with people, that's actually letting you access a really ancient, evolutionary system to regulate emotions, to make ourselves feel better.
Some affairs are death knells for relationships that were already dying on the vine. But others will jolt us into new possibilities.
The opposite of addiction is not sobriety. The opposite of addiction is connection.
For most people, the scariest thing about death isn't being dead, it's dying. I am asking we make space, physical, psychic room, to allow life to play itself all the way out, so that rather than just getting out of the way, aging and dying can become a process of crescendo through to the end.
I've learned about the poetry and the wisdom and the grace that can be found in the words of people all around us when we simply take the time to listen.
You may have noticed that I don't have much inflection in my voice. That's why people often confuse me with a GPS.
I am a bad feminist. I am a good woman. I am trying to become better in how I think and what I say and what I do without abandoning everything that makes me human.
The two most powerful days in your life: the day you're born and the day you discover why.
And sound is so powerful that it could either disempower me and my artwork, or it could empower me. I chose to be empowered.
Maybe these conversations will remind us what's really important. And maybe, just maybe, it will help us recognize that simple truth that every life, every single life, matters equally and infinitely.